Game on! Heroes of the Storm with crowd control and Oxygen Esports. Yep, we're on the lower bracket, the top four, and it was a bit of a wild ride. And it's interesting to see that crowd control dropped straight away into the losers bracket after they took the number one spot in the regular season. But before we go into all of these details, we have a pretty wild series probably ahead of us, since both of these teams are pretty solid. And on the left side, we see crowd control here in Battlefield of Eternity, the first map in our best of 5 Heroes of the Storm tournament match with X-Ray on Anduin, Lauba on Diablo, Dino on Hanzo, Rutsu on Zarya, and Dequaza is playing D.Va for the blue team. Oxygen Esports on the right side with Madara on Medivh. We got Banana H on Stukov, Red Robot on Garrosh, Nazmas on Sonya, and Prismaticism is playing Sylvanas. As usual in our best of 5 series, again the little public service announcement that this is all played out on the North American Heroes of the Storm server, meaning that players from the European or the Korean Heroes of the Storm realm are playing with a ping disadvantage here. Now, to my knowledge, all of the Koreans are already eliminated. Sidestep Kings, for example, was already dropped very early in the gauntlet phase of the playoffs, but we have still 5 European players on the side of crowd control. So they play with a ping disadvantage of 120 to 150, which is a lot. If you're playing on that level, the margin of error that you have is incredibly small, and this is one of the main reasons why you see someone like Dino, for example, pretty much not play no Zeratul at all in the CCL, because he simply can't do it properly with that kind of ping. That's also a reason why a lot of the combo attempts in the past haven't really worked out. But they're still doing their best. They have adjusted their playstyle, and of course you get to an extent at least used to it, but you can't really play as reactionary as you normally would. They've talked about it quite a bit over time, but it has an impact, and a pretty significant one at that. That being said, they all knew this. It wasn't a secret. From the beginning, it was clear that this is a North American tournament, so if you want to invade onto the server, then that's just simply something that you have to accept. As I said in some of the previous games also, I would love to see some of the North American teams participate in the Masters Clash, for example, a European tournament that is going to start with the first qualifier at the end of January now, with a pretty hefty prize pool too, that will run over the course of several months. It's going to be pretty epic, and we're going to have all of the European teams as teams play there, of course. It would be kind of fantastic if there's an American team that signs up for it as well and tries to show what they can pull off, fighting not only the teams but also the pings here. So one can dream. I hope that we're gonna see some of the NA players signing up for it. But either way, we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. Right now we're still in the CCL, so let's take a bit of a look of what's happening over here. We got our level 4 talents kicking in. This is of course the first game in the Heroes of the Storm best of 5 that we're gonna see here now. And Medivh is already double-checking what's happening. Fly like an eagle. Yeah, Medivh just flying around, trying to see if he can maybe set something up here at some point. At the bottom of the map, well, maybe for example, signal to the team, hey guys, you can invade, we can try and take the camp away from them. But yeah, stuff like that usually doesn't really happen. I mean, again, obviously they know that Medivh is providing the information and still play a little bit tight here. We have also the speed barrier now taken for Zarya, so Zarya's setup is super powerful for team fights, especially since it allows Lauba to dive in hard with the setup and try to deliver a bit of a punch and set the kill up for the team. And they're already trying to do that, but on the other side you are dealing with a good old Medivh who sets one portal up after another, allows the team to engage and disengage at will, and is stacking his baseline. We saw a few games already earlier where Medivh players got punished pretty hard. That was when they went up against Zeratul. But now it's a bit of a different story, and also different teams, of course, involved here. This is, by the way, for all the marbles now. So we are in the lower bracket, which means that if you win here, you still have a chance to make it eventually towards the grand final. That's the goal. But if you lose, then you're out. So now that we're in the top 4, we have a loser bracket, but that's where both of these teams already find themselves. So you gotta win this one. You gotta lock that best of 5 in. Already a bit of a throw on the explosion. No consequences here, and they are trying to lock this one in with the extra damage that Hanzo does thanks to his level 4 now. Yeah, hits it quite hard, and it seems like they're gonna grab this one. First one should end up in the hands of the blue team, but D.Va is dead. D.Va down, they get the Immortal, but they lose their side laner. Okay. So, all the way towards the top. Prismaticism is already starting to push the lane out a little bit further and trying to provide some cover for the team. D.Va is going to move down to the bottom of the map, so her dying doesn't really impact the push with the Immortal at the top side. Level 7 talents, that's a bit of a different story. Having the earlier talent is kind of nice. The window is so small that it shouldn't play a role though. Level 7 already getting picked by crowd control. Shield wasn't great on the Immortal either, so as long as you break through the wall, you're going to be fine. But of course, oh wow, nice flip. Rutzo in trouble and goodbye. Yep, that one was really well played. Shout out to Red Robot, that was a really nice play. Him together with Medivh is a pain in the ass anyways, especially when you get your taunt later. You can just portal someone in, but check this one out. So Red Robot comes in, gets the flip, beautiful side play here, and that nets them an easy kill against Zarya. And of course it shuts the entire aggression of this particular play down very quickly. Now the blue team reacted. They actually went down to the bottom of the map immediately so that they can at least damage the fort down here. They didn't get as much work done at the top as we were hoping for. And again, Red Robot capitalizing on the Medivh setup. But can they keep him alive? That's a bigger question now. Already moving away with the Indomitable. And the robot gets healed and protected, by the way. Yeah, the issue is that Banana H was for a moment in trouble. Portals, of course, there. And I gotta say, there's not really a whole lot of portal control that we have for crowd control. Normally, I mean, there's a little bit. You can play around Zarya's ult, you can play around D.Va a bit, but it's not like we're having a Stukov with a lurking arm on their end or Medivh that can set a portal up right away. They have a couple of tools, but it's not really that great. I mean, there's other heroes that just excel at it a little bit more, but they have at least a few things that they can try whenever these portals are being set up by Madara. So, now that we have level 10 also incoming, the problem is of course that the gap is favoring Oxygen Esports. So for the blue team, that means they gotta be careful. For the red team, that means try and get that experience as quickly as you can, so that you can at least win the halftime show without ever having to fight. Because the Immortal is spawning another 15 seconds. That gives you time to lock some of those minion waves down, get 10, and then go for the objective. And that's kind of what they're doing right now. So they should be able to get the halftime show without even having to fight for it. Nazmas is already starting to move in and they're collapsing onto that Immortal very quickly. Some of the guys still defending over there. But since level 10 is now popping in any second, crowd control needs to be careful. And there's the stun into stun into stun. Locked down Lauber. Has to be very careful too because he gets slowed as well. There's that level 10 when you need it. Gap is actually closed quite quickly by crowd control. Quicker than I expected. No ley line over here. Instead, we have the polymorph set up. Mind control too. Red Robot wants to flip, finds it, taunt, and that has to be a kill. What? Anduin. That little shit again ruining a play. They worked so hard for this, and then Anduin comes in and just simply pulls the target out. He's a great hero against Garrosh, honestly, because, yeah, he kind of negates a lot of what Garrosh brings to the table. So, well done. But that's now a level 10 versus 10. The lead is, I mean, it's pretty much 50-50. And over on the left side, Dino is just Hanzoing the Immortal. And it seems like they can grab that. The red team is completely zoned out. They gotta go into the choke point. They don't really want to. They engage with Medivh, which is the best thing that they can pull off at this point. There's the arrow. Hits 2 into the combo. And again, what a save! Oh my god! Beautiful play. First of all by Hanzo, that was really well done. The Hanzo combo, look the arrow. Coming in and then the combo straight with Dibbles, but look at that save. Well done here. The quick flip of Garrosh, his Indomitable flipping the target out of harm's way. That was great on all accounts. It locks in the Immortal for crowd control. They successfully take the second one and have it at the bottom of the map now. They haven't found the kill yet, but they worked the objective very well. Medivh has completed his quest, by the way, so that's something to also point out here. Good job on him. And now they're starting to go through the top with the Immortal, as you can see, but the push is at the bottom of the map. D.Va is creating a little bit of space. Big defense at the bot side as Oxygen Esports is sitting there. Diablo also looking for victims, but he gets locked down again by Stukov and also slowed. There's the mind control. Don't think they can do anything with it. Maybe Red Robot. Can he push him? Let's flip. There's the taunt. Yeah, D.Va is down at the top and big shove coming through. But also Hanzo working against that. And the Immortal is still alive. The Immortal is still alive. D.Va might have died, but she died for a good cause. Thanks to her, the fort at the top is now gone, and the Immortal has also done damage to the keep wall. So great start into this for him. Yeah, another pull, and Ruzzo, is he gonna get out of this one? Yes, he is. Medivh tried. He tried, but he couldn't get enough damage connected. And talking about damage, 30,000 for Sylvanas. Holy shit. Prismaticism, he is working the numbers here. Nobody else is even coming close to that. Actually, I'm lying. Sonya is pretty close to it. Nobody else on the blue team is even close to it. Just like half the damage is what they're having. So, yeah, tough going. Dequaza moving straight to the top now. But they have taken the fort down. They're just looking for kills, that's the problem. So what else can they currently do here? Lauber still playing this out a little bit. Dino with Hanzo. Still, of course, angling also at the side, getting some vision for the team, making sure they're not getting flanked. 13 is ready, gives us also the blood craze over here. Red Robot coming in, going for the flip, the taunt. Lauber gets attacked right away, mind control, the polymorph is in, and he still might make it out of here. Lauber, what's happening? Normally he's the first one to fall, this time he's the last one to die. He gets Stukov instead. Lauber has been surviving through a lot of this stuff here, and every single time that Oxygen Esports is trying to drop him, they are pushing so many ults on him, but they just can't take him down. And every time Lauber survives, the turnaround is there immediately, and the red team is starting to experience quite some problems. Especially with the talent disadvantage that they just had, that's another one. So yeah, big plays being made all over the place here. Now, we got the good to go on D.Va. 13 to 13, 3 kills to 1, and off we go. Next objective is up. 2 were already taken by crowd control, and now they have to go for another one. They took number 1 in the regular season. They were the number 1 in the standings as the playoff brackets were created, and then they went up against Simplicity, and nobody really thought that Simplicity would be able to shut them down that easily, but it was a 3-1 victory for Simplicity, and after just winning, apparently crowd control got so tired of winning that they dropped into the lower bracket right away, and now they have to fight their way through it. It's not going to be easy, but they're going to try. Can they pull it off though? Because Oxygen Esports, they had some good showings as well throughout the entire season and in the playoffs, and now they are hoping to be the winner of this best of 5 and advancing to the next series. But first of all, in this first game, we have another big attack happening. Arrow into APOC, and they look for the kill, and they get Sylvanas. Sylvanas is down. Red Robot, he might die. He saved Sonya, and he is getting out too. Thought for a moment he might have to pay the price for it, but that's not the case. Good on him. But it just really feels like Oxygen Esports has no answer in these fights. Crowd control, they're not getting a ton of kills, but they're winning the objective over and over again. So, yeah, here comes the next play. 2 kills against 4. Alright, another quick move as Lauber is trying to get the final damage points in against the Immortal. And this is going to be a big shield once they get it. Yeah, that's a huge shield. Sonya was trying to mitigate it a bit up at the top, but that's 22,000 HP now on the shield as the Immortal comes down. That's not going to be easy. The bottom fort is gone. I mean, it's pretty much dead already, but it will crumble even before the Immortal arrives. The bigger question is simply, how much more can you get? Can you go core here? Can you go keep? Depends all on how many kills they get, because the thing is they could get level 16 with this push. There's a solid chance that they get level 16 here. So core is maybe reaching a little bit far, but getting the keep is not out of the question. And if you get a few kills together with that, maybe you can do more. The combo with Apocalypse is going to be available in another 8 seconds, and so far it worked out twice for them. So there is a chance. Stukov is already trying to zone and make it harder for them to engage. But here comes the attack. Keep is starting to take damage. Alright, mind control not connecting. Bad for Oxygen Esports. Here's the arrow. There's the APOC. They're zoning Red Robot. And even the Immortal is chipping in. But they let him go. What? Dino can't connect the final hit. And Red Robot walks away from the battlefield. But the keep is gone. Yeah, the kill against Garrosh would have been great for the blue team. But at least they are able to take the keep down. Red team is probably pretty happy that they didn't lose any heroes here. They now are about to get to level 16, and of course they're now also working on getting some camps. Same is happening for the blue team as they take theirs. But top side, Medivh is already moving in for a 2. They need the 16 and they're going to grab it now any moment. Domination is in. Domination, best nation. Diablo turning into the full-fledged bully that he is. We got the seasoned soldier over here and the giant slammer again. But here comes the next big fight. Yep. Dibbles comes in, they go for Stukov, he gets stunned out, completes his 13 quest, and Domination is getting value. But D.Va is down. They might have gotten the camp, but D.Va dies. Lauber is still on the move. Nazmaz and the rest of the team, they're saying, guys, we need to take that Lauber kid down. But the big arrow, the light bomb, what? Nah, he's dying this time. There is no way he's gonna get out. Finally, he dies, loses his souls, he's gonna be back. But he made them work for it. Oh boy. He really made them work for this one. Bot lane is still pushing. We're 15 minutes in. Catapults are starting to hurt a bit. But still, everybody for the red team is still on the map. So I don't think there's going to be an issue whatsoever to deal with this. But what a setup over here. 6 kills to 2. 17 to 17. But the situation on structures couldn't be any different. Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's a real nice back and forth that we have here. Very different strategies in approaching this. But the couple of kills that we saw for Oxygen Esports put them into a better spot now. 54,000 damage on 2 of their heroes, Sonya and Sylvanas. We have 40,000 for Hanzo. And it is Immortal time again. Yeah, Dibbles, careful now. Doesn't really have a lot of souls. So, yeah, there's a pull. Nicely played by Anduin. Saving him. Bot lane is going to be pressured. Top lane the same. Down here, Spear Connect by Nazmaz as they are protecting as much as they can. And Medivh still a pain. Can set those portals up. Madara providing the vision now for them. And Nazmaz is still dealing with the bot lane and the minion wave over here. Yeah, time to party. The Eagle still flying over here. Going full R. Kelly on this one. Hasn't peeked down yet though. Madara is sitting here. We also have the defense now set. Bot lane on the other hand. Don't really think that that one is going to do a whole lot because there's no catapults with it either. That's because Sonya moved down and took them apart. 6 kills to 2. And, well, can they get a little bit more here? Core gets attacked, but again, it's not going to really do a whole lot. It's only the Shaman camp. Sonya is always moving down, as you can see on the minimap, to take these waves one after another. Drop those catapults easily. Same time now, we have 2 kills to 6, 18 to 18. Everybody's poking. Hanzo is trying to connect his level 4 as reliably as he can here. And the red team is angling for an engage, a flip, and a kill. Can they grab it though? Yeah, there's the taunt, the immediate engage, and Anduin is making it happen again. Hanzo YOLOing the arrow out and connecting it. And the bird is... that was a bit odd. I thought he could get stunned there. But either way, makes it out. He got some damage down at the bottom. Sonya is now slamming away against the Immortal. So it seems the halftime show is going to be theirs this time. But the fight for the Immortal is not over yet. Both of the teams have taken the Shaman camp down on the other side. But it is party time. Here's the chance for Oxygen Esports to get the first Immortal. Can they grab it? That's going to be the big question here. Attack against Rutso. There's the stun. Easy connect on it. Red Robot, careful Dino. He goes up against Nazmaz. Sonya's looking for an angle and finds it. Red Robot again. Looking for an opening here. Looking for a good connect. He's been playing fantastic. So many saves on teammates. Good moves against the opponent. Setting up multiple kills now. They're going to try this, of course, again. But Diablo also sitting here at the sides. Looking for a wall stun. Prismatism has to be careful that he doesn't get grabbed by Lauber. But they're poking, and the problem is that Dino is winning the poke game. Slowly but steadily. He's the male Pocahontas over here. Poking, 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 time and time again, with a couple of grenades coming through with Zarya too. Everybody is just nibbling away at the hit points. Here comes the commitment as the red team realize they gotta do something. There's the stun attempt, and the wall stun against Garrosh. Garrosh is down. Nice! And catapults are on the core of Oxygen Esports. Their plays are being made as they're looking for the next Immortal. Shields are slowly falling, but with now minions spawning, those catapults are not going to be a problem just yet. At least it's unlikely. But of course, it's just a question of who is going to pick the Immortal right now. Because if this one is taken too, then there's a solid opportunity for crowd control to take another keep down. That would be the last one here potentially. So here we go. 19 to 18. 3 kills to 6. 20 seconds for Garrosh to be back. The poke continues. They're getting this lower and lower as we speak. Getting closer to 20, of course. Another hit from Dino. He connects one scatter arrow after another. 8 seconds for Garrosh to be back. They try to make a play for Dibbles. It doesn't work. Shots are still connecting. 3,000 hit points on the Immortal. Another one about to be in. They want the kill. They're looking for Banana, and they can't get him. Banana is still alive. Lauber is saved. Is he though? Slam and bam! Oh, Nazmas has to fall back. Quasar is on the run. They have the Immortal, and it seems they can save everyone. Maybe not. Yes, they can. It's Immortal time, and catapults have done damage towards the core. Shield is low, but it's still there. Another catapult is moving in soon, but it's all about the Immortal pressure at the top side. The blue team is now finally moving towards the top, but there's already the beginning of a free defense here. Level 20 isn't ready yet for crowd control, as they're starting to go in. Here we go. They're starting to make the play. Immortal is already in melee form. Bot lane, one catapult in. Second one already coming through too. So there's a chance that the core is going to take a little bit of damage depending on how long this lasts. And here's the level 20. They got that 20, and it is party time. But they go for Diablo. They pull out immediately. And now the play with the Apocalypse. The follow-up attempt. They can't get enough though. The keep. Immortal is defending. The keep isn't down yet. 2 catapults on the core. One only connecting with it. This one is not going to do any damage. 3 kills to 6. They couldn't get the keep, but instead they're now going for camps. Oof. That is an insane first game, honestly. Really an insane first game in this series. So, yep, down at the bottom of the map, of course, you kind of deal with this. We now got also the Arcane Brilliance over here. Bit of a spell power increase. I don't see that too often. Still the Dark Lady's Call and also the Composite Spear that's now coming in. And with the damage output, Medivh is sitting at 41,000. That's not too bad. It's really not too bad. But, yep, right now we got 89,000 damage for Sonya. Top damage in the game, even more than Sylvanas. I think that's probably going to change soon, probably in the next team fight, but still, big lead for them. And here we have it. Top side, this is so low. This camp could be the end of it. I mean, it's catapults plus camp, so if you just let this lane push, then the keep is going to fall. It's not going to take long, considering how low it is, and that we're going to see catapults and mass at the top side, especially with the help of the Khazras. So now they need to start to move some heroes there. That's exactly what they're doing. They need to continuously be vigilant about the top lane pressure. And during the Immortal phase, that's never really a good feeling, because you always feel that you have to move someone back, but you know perfectly well that if you do, your opponent is going to take advantage of that and move in on the Immortal once that the minimap shows that. So, yeah, right now, here comes the play. They are still trying to push it through. Sonya was at the bottom of the map. And they don't have to commit here, but they're forcing a reaction, and that reaction means that this camp is likely not going to be taken, because they just don't have the time for it anymore. So that little play topside was just buying them time and made sure that Oxygen Esports can't take their own Shaman camp, because they didn't have the time for it. Both of the teams now going for a race here, and who's going to win the halftime show? It's going to be fairly even. Fairly even, but an advantage for the blue team nonetheless. And bot lane, one Khazra plus the first catapult. Top side, yep, there we still have in this lane no catapult yet. But they're still poking. It's the same play than before. It's the entire time just Zarya and Hanzo. They're doing their thing as much as they can. And at the bottom of the map, of course, it's starting to become a bit of a problem. I mean, this is double catapult now moving in. Tower in the middle has already been taken out, so there's nothing that could trigger them anymore. That pilot, on the other hand, gets fired anyways. I mean, seriously, you're getting stuck there? Are you kidding me, dude? But the core is now slowly gonna fall. Shield is already gonna be removed in a few more seconds. The minion wave is dealing with it for now. If the second catapult had locked in on it, that would have been some serious damage, but as it stands, it's only 2% that they lost here. But another minion wave is now moving through, and Sylvanas has to push back. And that's exactly when we're gonna see the blue team attack again, once that Sylvanas appears on the minimap. So yeah, she went for possession. Nice. and took the catapult. That was an important one. That is honestly going to create a little bit of breathing room for them. The situation over here hasn't changed though. The poke continues, and you can really see the difference in the damage output. But Sylvanas is now moving into the blue team's Immortal and is trying to do some damage here. But that just triggers more aggression from crowd controllers. They are hoping for another objective that would surely win them the game, if they can maintain that shield level. Sylvanas has to move in for the defense again, so she can't just keep that up the entire time. Now Rutsu is moving away, no problem for him. Alright, attempted play by Prismaticism, who's now sitting at 92,000 damage. They're still rocking the damage numbers. But bot lane is going to be a concern again. Soon TM. 2 catapults are now assembled at the bot lane. Yeah, there's the play against Garrosh. And against Diablo, nothing happened yet. He has the arrow. Apocalypse. Big plays. Big plays with a kill, a double kill. Beautiful. Beautiful setup here. This combo with Hanzo and Diablo is working so incredibly well for them. Top keep is down. Sonya is dead at the bottom of the map. We have a big shove happening over here too. But this should be the end of it. I mean, that is just some beautiful play that we're now seeing. Banana H gets attacked too. That's the end of Stukov. Garrosh is trying to run away, but look how all of this happened. I mean, Red Robot is in trouble, but that double kill that we saw here is just so damn good. What a nice combo. Down here, Garrosh is dead too. The core is obviously falling. And that's the end of game number 1, ladies and gentlemen. Crowd Control with a lead against Oxygen Esports here in the losers bracket in the best of 5 of our Heroes of the Storm match. Nicely done. A well-deserved victory for the blue team on the first map of the best of 5. Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV. Blue team is in the lead. Sky Temple is our next map as we are heading into the second game. Crowd Control, they have taken an advantage over Oxygen Esports now. We got X-Ray on Stukov this time for the blue team. Dequaza on Deathwing, Lauber on Muradin, Dino and Tychus, and Rutsu is playing Azul. To the right side of the map, Nazmas for Oxygen Esports is playing D.Va. We got Red Robot on Mei, alright, with Uther played by Banana H, Madara on Abatha. I'm a little bit afraid this is looking like another game with Monty the Monstrosity. Prismaticism on Sylvanas. This could be a bit of a nasty one, honestly. So let's see what they can pull off here. First of all, when we're looking at the talents, we got the Stormbolt build for Muradin and Grenade build for Tychus. Just pointing it out because lately we have seen a bit more press the advantage. That was mostly Prismaticism when he was playing his Tychus there, so he always has a bit of a different setup. Level 1 for Mei, as usual, the heat transfer. And on the side of Abatha, we get the pressurized glance. I mean, every single time that he played quite a little bit with the Monstrosity so far, and I think the Monstrosity plays of the NA teams is getting a little bit better. I still am very much so a fan of Copy, the Ultimate Evolution instead, but they seem to have a bit of a preference for that lately. Usually that's also played with the network Carapace on level 7, which allows you a bit more side lane pressure, which seems to be one of the main thoughts behind it, but hasn't really been working out all that well yet. I think one game was won out of this. And yeah, Monstrosity usually didn't have a lot of impact outside of one game. But then again, 1 kill against 0 as the game opens up with Crowd Control getting the initial kill. That also gives a bit more Stormbolt value over to Muradin, even before he specs into the potentially Sledgehammer on level 4. Which is oftentimes taken to complete the baseline quest even faster and get all the value out of this. So, yep, on the right side of the map, Cam gets invaded. They want everything. Highly aggressive plays by Crowd Control. Damn son, even if that doesn't work out, they are super aggressive here. Red Robot wants to fight over it with the help of Abatha. Lauber is sitting there, okay, popping the trade. Deathwing is jumping in too. They're getting crushed. They're getting fucking crushed here. Red Robot is dead. The camp is stolen away. Banana H and Uther is the only one still sitting down here. He can't do anything. They're zoning out Prismaticism a little bit. Hello? Inting? Hi? You can be quite happy that he didn't have a grenade. What just happened there? He fully committed to that. If he has a grenade cooldown, then he's just dead. And just look at that. A beauty. Might not get the kill, but that was some solid aggression. And those Siege Giants, they haven't not wasted any time. I mean, this is a double Siege Giant camp play against the bot lane. They are losing structures already. The entire wall is torn. Their fort is on half HP. And all of this is happening because they're playing so aggressively and denying any chance at a defense here. Insane. Yeah, really, really nicely done. I mean, damn. 2 kills to 0, bit of a lead, but the structural damage is what matters most on this map. And they are crushing it. Absolutely crushing it. Topside, Deathwing, ugh, chicken again. Dequaza with the chicken skin as he's trying to go in. Every single time I see that, I want to just fry it. Like, boys, heat the oven up, heat the barbecue up. It's chicken for dinner. Let's go. Yeah, mid lane pressure. I have to admit that Oxygen Esports, they need to step it up a little bit right now. That early game was not good for them. Now, it doesn't look crazy when you look at the kills and when you look at experience, but it's all about structures on this map. So, losing out on this much at the bot lane, that's kind of wild. I honestly really want to see what Abathar is going to do, because not going for Mule on this map always seems a little bit insane to me. Nice, there we go, counter kill, okay. That gives me a little bit more hope for another nail-biter between the two teams here. We also got the bigger they are in on level 4 and the Sledgehammer as predicted. But yeah, Abathar should really go for his Mule. This is one of the maps where I don't really think that talent is debatable. I'm still a bit worried that we're going to see a network carapace by him and then a Monty attempt on the later stage, level 10. Nice pressure with the top, I like it. Okay, so now they're capitalizing on this. And there we go, Mule is being used. Nice. Good job. Immediately muling up the middle a little bit. Nicely done. Madara going there into the meta setup. They should still lose that fort though. There should be a bit of a commitment. You know that Mule is there, and it's so low, so the Mule is taken out. But can they take the fort? That's the bigger question. If Lauber gets a Stormbolt off thanks to the Sledgehammer, he's also going to do some damage. And they don't even have to. Well, he could, but doesn't need to. They take the fort down anyway, so that's 2 forts already destroyed. Blue team lost 1 at the top side, but that's all that they had to sacrifice. And with 2 kills to 1, they can still move away from this. Now, boss is of course going to be up at the 5-minute mark, so that's another 30 seconds before we have it up. And yeah, good start. It's an interesting one. Again, this series is what really matters. You're out if you lose, you move on to the next round of the loser's bracket if you're able to lock it down. Big XP at the bot lane. Rutsu coming in swinging, quite literally. Hit after hit. They were trying to go for Prismaticism, but couldn't. But a Stormbolt against Mei might be a problem for Red Robot. He's trying to get away here, and they are hammering down on this. Another grenade connects 2, and with 15 stacks on the baseline, Muradin is getting closer and closer to completing his quest super early in the game. Doesn't surprise considering how much they were brawling the entire time here. And Lauber is already protecting the flank here and attempting to zone them out a little bit. Connects another Stormbolt. Nice, good for him. Red Robot sitting at the side as Rutsu is pushing in for this one too. And the problem is also that they're now guarding the Siege Giants at the bottom that go through that entire wave and could attack the key ball. This is really an insanely aggressive playstyle that we're seeing from Crowd Control, I gotta say. So they're not overcommitting too much yet, but it's also dangerous because you could lose some of these battles here. Siege Giants are still active at the bottom. Now they're trying to go for another kill over here, but Lauber is low. Dequaza isn't looking too healthy either. Both of them have to be careful. And Abathar is body soaking topside. Abathar is at the top, pushing it out with some of the locusts, of course, too. And it's all a question of whether or not they can survive down here. Nazmas wants to make a play for Lauber, who easily jumps out. But mana is another issue that they're gonna have. Temples are activating soon. Thankfully for them, they still have the fountain here, so a quick tap should allow them to re-engage into the battle, because the mana pool of Oxygen Esports heroes doesn't really look all that great either. But it seems like some of them can't even tap the fountain. Lauber, for example, has to move back. Indeed, we have Monty, by the way. Monstrosity is taken again, and the Ice Wall. Ice Wall plus Monty the Monstrosity. Okay. So let's see where we're going to see that dropped. I mean, right now, no Monty on the map. Could be played at the top side. Both of the teams with level 10 abilities. And the immediate fight at the bottom of the map. Mei needs to be careful too. Ice Wall is super interesting here. So, not what you normally see. No avalanche, no snowball, no momentum. Stormbolt, Muradin with the engage, the silence, and the end of Sylvanas. Sylvanas got wrecked. Monstrosity is at the top side, active now, trying to push in against the wall. down here. Red Robot is in a world of pain, though. That's the end of May, everybody. May is down. Monty has already taken a serious amount of damage. And well, here's one of the problems with Monty. And he is just easily taken down, especially if Deathwing is also chipping in. So I'm not quite sure if we're going to see a lot of value out of the monstrosity as the game continues. Abathur is doing his best to keep him alive. But of course, now we're having a few heroes that are moving in too. Now, Monty has been moved back to the Nexus. That's exactly how you should play this out, and then direct it onto a lane so that it starts pushing. Always saving it is probably how you get the most value out of it. Also helps him stack. Bit of an int move here by Tychus as he gets easily taken apart by Oxygen Esports. Muradin is securing a few more shots for the team, but he has to move out too. Easy jump should make that happen. Stormbolt, and they get out. Mind control attempt by Prismaticism has failed in this instance. Stukov is already looking to get a camp, but yeah, needs a bit of assistance for that. And instead they're trying to go for the monstrosity up at the top side. But the game is starting to, even out a little bit. With them attacking the bottom bell tower now, this could be the end of this one, because Prismaticism, Sylvana's gonna do solid work here. And if you look at the minimap, we saw an incredibly dangerous situation initially for Oxygen Esports as they were losing structure after structure. But now they're catching up. And they're catching up quickly. So they have some good chances of making this work after all, especially since they're now starting to lock the kills in. They got the Divine Storm here and they use it against Stukov. They get the kill. There's a lot of control in their hands now. And that starts to work out quite nicely. Muradin has to jump out, so all of this aggressive play that we've seen earlier from crowd control is starting to transform into a pretty scared retreat. And Lauber, he's hopping around like a bunny on speed over here, but I'm not so sure if they can keep him alive, and I highly doubt it. So, yeah, Lauber is down, and Abathur is still pushing out the bot lane. And I like that Madara is always trying to also body soak now. He needs to be careful of Deathwing, obviously, so he always needs to keep a bit of an eye on that. But generally speaking, he is doing a whole lot of work. Body soaking when he can, making sure that he gets the mules connected, of course. And yeah, Prismaticism is now pushing through the middle. Oxygen Esports are trying to take a lead here, and they are. They might not be ahead in kills, but they're ahead in experience. And they have also taken, at least drawn even in structures. So, looking pretty good here. But, well, does it work in the long run? Still have to wait for that, especially since now the blue team wants to continue those aggressive plays. Ice Wall to stop them cold. And, well, there's the immediate attack against, again, Robot with Deathwing, but it's not enough. Deathwing should just be able to melt that Ice Wall away, honestly. Come in and just go for the barbecue move and melt the shit out of it. Yeah, over here, Monstrosity is moving away. I like it. Those Monstrosity plays are a lot better. I still don't like the talent pick. I think Ultimate Evolution is just better in general, what you can pull off with that. But if you play Monstrosity, compare this particular style to what happened the first few times that they picked it in the CCL, and it's like a huge difference. Massive difference. Back then it was pretty much just a useless button to be pressed because they never took care of it. And I said back then already, it's like a Tamagotchi. You need to keep it alive or it's gonna die quickly. Over here, big int, big jump by the dwarf. They were really trying to get the kill against May, and they just can't get it. They just cannot get the kill. Deathwing instead is dead. So Abathur was, the worm took Deathwing down. Top side, yep, Monty is pushing through, and the tides have turned. Tables have turned on them completely. This is starting to become a much easier game for Oxygen Esports. They struggled so heavily in the early game against all the aggression that we saw from crowd control. But now they are in full control of the game. They have the bot lane pushing, they have the top lane pushing, they have the advantage on the temples. They take care of the monstrosity, allow it to push a little bit more, and it's just nuts. Yeah, Monty is finally going to die over here. But that doesn't change the fact that that was some decent value, that Sylvanas was now allowed to go into the middle of the map and take another fort down, and that shots after shots have been fired, which now results in the bot lane wall already taking significant damage too. So there has been some progress on crowd control's side, of course, as well. They have taken the final remaining fort on the side of Oxygen Esports down, but still, this is fairly even now. And a bit of a lead for Oxygen Esports to boot. So here we go. Another fight. Maybe even for boss if they can get a kill. If you're already there, might as well, right? Banana H is about to go down. Gets the stun against 4. Deathwing moves in. And now they finally pick up the kill. Uther is finally dead, but great play from him initially, locking them down here. Now they're trying to go for Nazmas, but oh boy, what a game. This entire series, we're only game 2 and it's already exciting. 50,000 damage for Sylvanas as Prismaticism is left completely to his own devices here and can dish out the damage at whatever he wants to. 53,000 damage for Tychus, and they're turning it! And they take Sylvanas down. Sylvanas is dead, and now they have a chance to go for boss. But they're all low, so they might not be able to pull that one off. No. Instead, the Temple has a few shots left. Lauber is the one to move in for it. Zul hasn't died yet. Abatha hasn't died yet. Okay, last one isn't really a big surprise or anything. But yeah, 17 versus 17. 7 kills, 2-6. It's spicy. I like that. 25 stacks for Muradin. And they make the play for the boss after all. But maybe they're a bit late on this. It's 17 seconds until Sylvanas is back. Uther is double checking what's going on over here. But no, they're instead going for Mei. Cleanse is already out. And nice moves by Oxygen Esports to make sure that they can't take the boss here. But now they just have to make sure that nobody dies. So the goal in this situation is pretty much to ensure that boss isn't taken. But you also have to, of course, make sure that nobody on your side is then dying, or you just have staggered deaths to deal with, and that is not a lot of fun either. Now Monty is back up, so they can go for Monty if they want to. Camp is taken. Yeah, and we already now got the acclamation, plus also the polar vortex over here. Everybody is just dodging around at the boss a little bit, since nobody wants to allow the opponent to walk away with the big one over here. That could technically allow them to go for the cap up at the top, and it seems like they're going to sneak this one in. Yep. Uther is now making his way over. They know where they are. Zul is ready, though. They're trying to come in for this, but I think they're going to be a little bit too late. Odin has been popped, too. There we go. Nice. This should be a camp for them, but seems like Oxygen is willing to fight for it. Camp is taken. That's a spell aura, and the camp has been claimed by the red team. All that effort for naught. They lose the camp, and they might lose Deathwing too. First of all, D.Va loses the max. Mind control. Muradin, the stun and the D.Va explosion. It actually happened. Mind control into D.Va explosion, and Deathwing turns into Deadwing, and at the bottom of the map there's the big push with Abatha. But look at that beautiful kill. Muradin gets mind control, they stun him, they even use the Uther stun, and then the explosion takes him down. Bot lane, heavy pressure, Monstrosity is lost, but the boss is now getting attacked. Oxygen Esports. What a back and forth in this series. Initially crowd control with the damage, with the lead, then Oxygen Esports turns it back. Crowd control steps it up a little bit more and is able to take an advantage again, and then they lose that fight at the top, and now the snowball begins. Oxygen Esports with nearly level 20 takes control of the bottom temple. We have the boss taken too, and guys, that temple alone is already going to take down the keep here. So with the boss, they could try to make a play for core now. They have level 20, 8 kills, 7. We have the upgrade. The shatter is right here. Armor reduction is in. Bit of extra damage. Redemption. We got the timing attack. And, well, it's party time. This is the moment. Are they trying to go for the core here? Yes or no? Seems like they don't. Instead, they leave the opponent to defend the boss so that the core doesn't take damage and move through the middle of the map to take another keep down. Bottom lane is, of course, still firing away. That's another 5 shots fired, so that keep is not gonna have a fun time. And that's keep number 2. Eliminated. Nice. They make it happen. Keep down, and that is a massive lead for Oxygen Esports. Fantastic lead right now. In addition to that, we got 61,000 damage on Sylvanas. 65,000 for Tychus, who's the top damage dealer over here. But Abatha can, of course, now push those lanes even further, and you can see the symbiote pop up on the minimap time and time again as he's trying to make sure that those waves are never pushing out against the red team anymore. The temple over here, that didn't work. That's a level 20. The rewind is in, the big red button. They're trying it again. There's the ice wall, and not enough. Instead, the play for D.Va. Meg has just been used again. They're trying to burn her down. There's the stun. And oh my god. That Meg gets melted. The pilot trying to get away here. Nazmaz, the jump. Oh, but they're stunning out Muradin. Prismaticism is going away. Nazmaz is on the run. Monty is in the middle. Uther with another stun. He's down, but they want more. Redemption is ready for Muradin, so they need to make sure that they can take him down. It's not happening, baby. It's not happening. You are dead. You are definitely dead. Another jump, another stun. 31 stacks from the level 1. But still, both of the keeps are down. Monty is pushing. How do they push back against this? That's gonna be super difficult. They need to take both of the temples. They have 50 seconds until Uther is back. And they're stealing the camps away. They're trying. Right now, they still have the opportunity. Make sure that there's no siege giants pushing against you to take control over the 2 objectives if you can. A staggered death would be fantastic if they can make it work. If Nazmaz dies right now, that would be a nightmare. Okay, boosts away. Oof. That got scary for a second. That got really scary. Now, this is scary too. We are 17, 18 minutes in. 2 catapults. The one on the mid lane is actually helping. Good for them. I think this is going to be lost. Ooh, yeah, Abathar is going to try and deal with that now. They need to take some of these structures down as well. And Muradin is already on his way towards the top. He could solo take this pretty easily. There's currently still catapults at the bottom, but thankfully to the catapult in the middle, that's helping. That's not a big issue just yet, so the shots are being fired. Siege Giants in the bot lane have been taken care of. This fight is so important right now. If Oxygen Esports can win this, that would be such a dream for them. Their pilot in trouble. Nazmaz, he's alive. Nazmaz is alive, barely, but he is. Mind control against Stukov. If he dies, that's the end of the fight. Stukov is down, and now the fight should be decided. Diva might be in trouble. Deathwing also low. Gets a shield here. Yeah, Lauber jumping out. Lauber. Muradin is on the move. And Dino is still trying to get some kills in. But now they're losing out on points on the temple. Which means that the last remaining keep is eating damage. They cannot afford that to happen. Crowd control. They're in trouble. In a lot of trouble right now. They're trying to bring it back. They're damaging the keep in the middle, but they can't take anything out. And Monty is pushing the top lane. There's another stun, and what a kill. Muradin is dead. Follow up against Zul. He's down too. It's a double kill, and the rest of the team is also on the run. And top side, as you can see, that's where we're having the keep about to fall. Yeah, down goes Deathwing, and this is what started all of this. The big kills against Muradin first, as the top keep is about to fall. Sylvanas takes down Tychus, and then we see not only Zul, but Deathwing die in that little replay, and that's that. Top keep is down, and that's of course, or even if you look at this, there's much more available in regards to shots, so that core is going to go down. Great game by Oxygen Esports, great game in general, back and forth the entire time, 10 kills to 13, both of the teams with tons of aggression over here. And that brings us to a 1-1 situation in this best of 5 as our Heroes of the Storm match continues with game number 3 in just a few seconds. Nicely done. Well played, and congratulations to Oxygen Esports for the first win in this best of 5. Third game of the series, third game of the best of 5. We are in the losers bracket, and over to the left side. We got crowd control with X-Ray on Anduin, Dino and Cassia, Rutzo and Zarya, Dequaza and Urel, and Lauber is playing Johanna. On the right side of the map, Oxygen Esports, after they just locked in a victory on Sky Temple with Banana H on Stukov, we got Nazmaz on Blaze, Red Robot on Leo, Mephisto played by Prismaticism, and Madara on Hanzo. Okay, let's go. And we got stacking. Dino is stacking again on Volskaya. So this could be fun. Let's see how deep he can go this time. But this is also again a map where we've seen a lot of the teams recently just not focus on the objective all that much anymore for good reasons. Not that they're all that strong depending on when you take it. Early on in the game it's not great. If it's a late game protector it's a bit of a different story. It also depends on the lineups that they're playing here. But time to shine and see what they can do over here. 2 stacks already for Dino, just chipping it out a bit as the 5 versus 5 continues. The early skirmish on the map, nothing too insane here. I mean, pretty traditional setups. I want to say like the Rutsu Zarya attempt is maybe a little bit different here. Obviously, it's more or less a triple frontline if you consider it as that. Whereas on the other side, we have a Blaze main tank. So makes it a bit different. Leo main tank, I suppose, with Robot playing it. But yeah, it's a bit of a different frontline than what you are normally going to see here. And time will tell if they're successful with this or if crowd control is going to punish them for that. There's a lot of CC for them regardless. I mean, they got the slows on Leo, they got the stuns on the side of Blaze. And ever since Blaze's rework a year, 2 years ago or something like that, the jet propulsion is now a lot more reliable than before. So, yeah. But either way, we got on level 1 also the Adrenaline Stim Pack. Okay, for the attack speed and a bit of a movement speed advantage. Kind of interesting too. Would have expected the new habits to be taken, especially considering the front line that they have. But seeing them in side lane still. And it's obviously time to go for the items. I mean, this time both the teams were more or less prioritizing, on blue team more so than the red one, prioritizing going for the healing beacon, which means that this one is going to be claimed a little bit later. That has an effect, of course, of when the objective is up on the map. That has also an effect. Sonya, Jojo got dropped at the top as the 3-man gank hit her. But yeah, so this camp is taken a little bit later, which means that during the objective, this one is going to spawn early. So we're going to have 2 turrets at some point versus 1 in the hands of Oxygen Esports, if both of them are making an immediate play for the checkpoint, which, as I said, isn't really happening all that often anymore. Different setup now too, as we have the Ghastly Reach taken, so not going for the insane wave clear rotation between the lanes. But if you're going into Ghastly Reach, that should really bring us then also back into the Royal Focus and the Ominous Raid on level 13 and level 16. It would be a little bit surprised if he goes for any kind of... I mean, there's so many different builds that you can play on Leo now, but this should really lead to those 2 talents being taken, because you just get more value out of it if you use Ghastly Reach as well. You give up wave clear, but again, you also add a lot more value in the synergy on that later on. Now, Jojo at the top still has to be careful, gets still attacked here occasionally, whereas down at the bottom of the map with Zarya in the setup, there's an attempt to take some of these walls down. And, well, they got the small wall. They have at least access to this already. Now the checkpoint is ready too. 15 stacks for Crowd Control's Cassia, and that's where Dino is really going to try and shine in those team fights. But first of all, he's the one moving in against Leo, as Dequaza at the bottom of the map has to jump out of there. Yeah, hibbity hop on Urel. And there's the level 7 talents. A bit faster for the team in red. Dino, hello? Careful, my friend. You have the healing beacon. You don't want to get attacked that early. Stacking, yes. Inting, no. So, yeah, careful here. There's a level 7 now for both of them. And that's the chance to maybe make a play for this one, because Oxygen Esports is already far, far ahead on the progress of the checkpoint now. And without the main tank, it's going to be tricky. I mean, all of them are just eating damage. There's a poke after another coming in, and they're finally going for the tap, but all of them have to tap before they re-engage, so that's a bit tricky. Leo is down, though. Red Robot is dead. Nicely done. Now, of course, he's going to be back very, very quickly. Still super early in the game, and thanks to the Drain Connect here, it's not going to be a problem for him. Is the turret going to be lost, though? That would be a problem. That would be really annoying. Instead, X-Ray's in trouble. There's the healing beacon. They want to fight for this. They want to fight for this, but X-Ray, he's on the run. That's what Anduin does best, though. And he is able to run away for quite a while, but then Mephisto takes him down regardless. And now they have to rush away here. Dequaza gets hit and drained and slowed, and is still making it out. The fight in the middle of the map, that's a different story though. I mean, there's the action happening. Also, Hanzo is going a little bit rich style over here with ignore all distractions. That's pretty much the old school Korea build that we had. 3 kills against 1, and I suppose that one seals the deal on Protector number 1 too. So a good lead for Oxygen Esports as the game starts off. Not really all that great for crowd control. Red team should be pretty happy about this, especially since there's a solid chance that they can now extend that lead a little bit further by using the objective and take a couple of these walls down. They're already trying to do that, as you can see. and this could become a mad problem. Top lane gets attacked. Protector is sitting at the bottom of the map right now. Wants to move away from Dino's Cassia, of course, too, because that's easy stacks for Cassia, which you don't want to give her. But that's level 10. Level 10 is in a little bit early. We again also get the meme strike on Hanzo. Great talent when you hit the level 20. Before that, mentioned before, we've seen some great meme strike applications, honestly, even before level 20. Sometimes you have a player that just knows how to land that properly to zone opponents out. It's not so much about dishing out the damage directly, but more so about playing a bit of a zoning game and allow others then to get the kill. In this case, Lauber, jumping away immediately as he sees it coming, has committed to the falling sword here, so uses that as a bit of an escape tool and just says, okay, at the end of the day I'm trading cooldown, so that's fine. But once that 20 hits and you have the cooldown reduction on Hanzo, that's a very different story. All of a sudden, you get way more value out of the talent. Bit of action happening down at the bottom of the map too. Some of the structures already being taken out here. And things are spicing up. So I kind of like that a little bit. You can really tell that every team is attempting to edge out a small advantage over the opponent. And I would give a bit of a... I mean, currently I feel the red team is just doing a little bit better. Fight over the healing beacon on the top side is going to tell a bit of where we're going to head on this one. Yeah, there's the Valkyrie. There's also the Entomb all committed to. Big shove coming in from Banana Age against Anduin. And Lauber, he got it. He gets the healing beacon, so they're moving away from this one. Durance of Fate, but Anduin with the save. Nice. Anduin is able to make it work once more. But 34 stacks now for Cassia. 20,000 damage for her. Top damage, that's Mephisto though. Mephisto has the top numbers here. And at the top, Madara doesn't go down, but probably was a little bit scared for just a second there. That looked dicey. If there's any kind of CC, then he is in a world of pain. But yeah, you want to have the lead. This is an important series for both of the teams. There's a lot of money on the line. There's a pretty big prize pool on the CCL. So you want to make sure that you get into a good position. And the farther you climb through the winner or losers bracket, the more money you're already guaranteed, even if you don't decide the tournament in your favor. Now we have 3 kills to 1. And still an invade down here. They didn't learn the lesson from the last time. Ah, but there's the zone. Ah, and they unfortunately missed the combo with the Entomb. Was a good thought, but Red Robot is just half a second or so too late as he's trying to make the play for the team. But that could have been really, really cool. That could have been a fantastic one if he connects that. Yeah, weirdly enough, we actually see him with the Unyielding Despair here. I'm not really a big fan of that. If you give up your Neil Peasants for the Ghastly Reach, then I really would love for them to instead go into the Ominous Wraith and the Royal Focus. That feels like just more synergy and a bit better for that playstyle. But either way, as it is, he goes into the drain and continues this here. 13 talents are ready for both of the teams, and the objective is now ready. Durance of Hate, and Zarya is dead. Hanzo dies too, though, so they get a kill for a kill. And that's one of the main damage dealers gone on the side of Oxygen Esports. The fight continues, though, and X-Ray is getting a bit murdered, too. Thankfully for him, they're able to just peel off some of the damage. So X-Ray survives through all of the ults that got pushed on him. They Quasar punch him straight into the middle again. And Dino is, of course, still attempting to stack his Cassia, sitting at 43 now, and getting more and more damage right there. But well, either way, here comes the players on the top side. 4 kills against 2. Lauber is the one to make the first move for the objective. Urel is now standing at the bottom of the map and trying to push the wall in a little bit further. So far, so good for her, yeah? Get that wall, baby. That's the reaction from Banana Age and Prismaticism, though. And Prismaticism, he was staying in the backline a lot here. I mean, a lot of the focus is on other heroes, so he can dish out the damage. There's Stukov, though. Nice kill. Good ult from Hanzo. And X-Ray. Is he gonna go down? Zarya with a save. And they turn it against Leo. And they get the kill even. That Valkyrie barely hit, but it did. And that's kill number 4 for the blue team. Nice. Awesome series. What a fantastic series here. Love it. Now at the top, They're currently, is Nazmas moving away. They have the lead on the checkpoint progress, so they're sitting currently at 29%. At the bottom of the map, the push for the fort has continued. They couldn't take the fountain down either. And Red Robot is now coming back. You need to fall back so that you don't get caught by the Entomb, that he could always pop on you whenever he comes back to life. Level 16 talents, faster for crowd control. Another advantage that they're going to have at the top. They also have a few more items that they just grabbed. And they still hold on to that healing beacon from earlier on today. But with level 16 talents ready for the blue team, it's highly unlikely that Oxygen Esports is going to go for a play. Instead, they focus on their own item, and they're so close in experience anyways that it's not going to be a big lead. Unless they get the kill against Stukov, against Blaze, which they do. Blaze is down, and now you're in a shitty spot. You're just about to hit level 16 so that you're finally on the even talent, but now you lose your side laner. And that doesn't really bode well for that protector. Already taken for the blue team. They get the item too. Here comes the additional drain talent, Crushing Hope after the Unyielding Despair for him. And of course now you have a mad lead. Level ahead, you have the protector. Urel is pushing the bot lane even further, and it has taken the fountain out, which is great for the third objective. At the top side, they're not getting a lot, but they might be able to get a kill here. They try to go for Prismaticism. There's a lot of damage against him. They still hold on to also, yeah, Jojo's ult, which they use immediately to follow up. But Prismaticism gets away with 100 hit points. Unbelievable. 100 HP and he makes it out. Protector hasn't done enough. We're only 11 minutes into the game. That thing just doesn't scale all that well. So they do some damage to the fort, but it's not enough. Nazmas at the bottom of the map is still playing it out with Urel, and they are trying to get a kill here too. Yeah, Dino with some decent damage. And now he's trying to dodge out towards the top. The problem is he might just run straight into them. Thankfully for Blaze, we still have some other heroes, also in Oxygen Esports, that help him out over here. So yeah, things are interesting in this game. I want to say that the lead for crowd control is significant, but to be honest, it's not that crazy. It's a level, but it's not a talent, and it's going to be a while until they hit 20. Haven't really taken any forts down. Yes, they've done damage to a few. They took a couple of the fountains apart, which is nice, but you need to do more. And there's a lot of kill potential for Oxygen Esports. So crowd control needs a little bit more. They need a few more kills in order to really start to grab a lead that is significant enough. There's the light bomb, and that's it. But there's the counter kill. Jojo is dead. Nice move. Falling Sword plus Light Bomb, we've seen it in the past, and it's a great combo if it lands, and it certainly did, but they turned it so quickly against Johanna that Laubert have no chance of survival. So still a kill for a kill, and at the end of the day, that's good for Oxygen Esports, because it allows them to propel this towards level 20 a little bit quicker. Now, another good thing with all this fighting for crowd control then is that the stacks are coming together for Cassia. She's sitting at 73 now, and it's getting reflected in her damage output too. She might not be the top damage dealer. She's actually a little bit ahead of Mephisto now. Great damage for her. And, well, let's see if they can finally get that fort at the bottom of the map. It seems like they should be able to, right? They're poking a bit with Rozo. So Leo is hiding here, waiting for the Entomb. But they are not overplaying their hand. It's too much time to react. Urel is the only one, by the way, that hasn't fallen yet. Objective is soon going to get announced too. But we should see 20 for both. Torrents of Hate, nice, they dodged it, okay. Here comes the setup with Hanzo, and they try to steal the item away, but they couldn't get it. Well, they did. Nazmas got it. Lauber jumped out. For a second, I thought it was Lauber who locked it in. But yeah, so Lauber was trying to create some space, but they lost Urel in that entire endeavor. And on top of that, they used the ult on Jojo, so they had to move away from it. They at least take their own camp, so there's that. But now we have 6 kills to 6 and nearly even experience in both teams. It's an insanely close game. They're fighting and they're getting a kill. 4 versus 5 pretty much. I mean, Blaze wasn't there, and that's what they capitalized on. They exploited the fact that one of the heroes wasn't ready, so they went for the even fight, and now they got another one. Nice. Nicely done. Lauber, oh my god, 100 HP before X-Ray's heal. Such clutch plays. And now the cooldown reduction with the Heaven's Fury. It's party time. Yeah, cooldown reduction right here. getting some of it connected. Not a lot, but now they are locking down Blaze and they're locking down Leo. Both of them are going to be in trouble. Nice ult again from Hanzo, trying to provide a bit of cover for them. Nasmas might actually escape here. X-Ray wants him though. Anduin gets a kill, adding insult to injury over here. Double kill, triple kill, it's a quad kill. They got the fort at the top and now they can maybe even go for the top keep. 88 stacks for Cassia. Some great Valkyries throughout the game too. Not focusing on the bottom objective just now, but they want that keep first. And why wouldn't they? Yeah, Mephisto's gonna come back in 2 seconds, but the keep is already down to 50% HP. Nobody's really fighting against this. They're sacrificing it. They're just saying, guys, we can't hold this one. It's not happening. Now the camp is stolen away too, so that's another big problem. There's so much that was lost once those 4 heroes died. A lot of the control has been given up, and now they have to take care of the top lane. Just look at this. They're moving from one camp, one position to another, locking now another healing beacon in, not even taking care of the objective at the bottom of the map. They can focus on that one later. The red team is at least taking this, and I don't like that at all. Burning Despair. It's always a worry when you see that level 13 and 16 talent taken. The good thing is that that Leo has a bit more armor throughout all of it, so that's kind of nice. But you miss one of the best engages in the entire game. Not a lot of CC that they got here. Now, we'll see if that works out for them. They also have now the cooldown reduction. And honestly, the cooldown reduction plus an additionally the Unspeakable Horror is kind of nice. There's a fair amount of CC on Mephisto that they have. But of course, the blue team now doesn't really have to be afraid of the Entomb. Blue team can always hop out. There's no silence. There's no problem with that. So Durance of Hate, that one is the one that has to connect right now. Because, yes, if you connect this one, then you still have your silence in play. But Leo is not going to be a big concern for them at this point. There's too many tools that they can use. It's kind of nuts, honestly. You have Urel that can jump out. You have Anduin that can pull a target away. You have also Zarya, which can protect a little bit of cover. I mean, Anduin is a problem in and of itself, but Leo could always have tried to take him first. And we'll see. For now, there's at least Hanzo trying to shell a couple of these ults out. Top lane is pressuring. Yeah, Lauber jumps in, gets a bit of light bomb work done, but not as much as he was hoping for here. Cooldown reduction is allowing him to get another one through in just a few seconds though. And Prismaticism is in trouble. Durance of Hate connects. Prismaticism is all the way down here, and he's trying to escape. But there's the pancake move on the side of Lauber. He goes in a bit too deep though. Mephisto is dead, but they need to keep the rest of the team alive, and they're able to do that. And off we go. Nice! 1 kill, 2 kills, 3 kills. Jojo's down, but that's a great trade for them. Red Robot gets attacked too. Might have some extra armor, but he's dead regardless. Again, big problem here, and that should be the end of the game. That is really unfortunate. That last fight did not look good at all for Oxygen Esports. No. 82,000 damage for Cassia. They go through the middle over here. Catapults have quickly been annihilated. The only survivor is, as you can see, Blaze. But that's going to be the lead. There is no way they're going to give this one up. There's no way at all. Couple of the fists actually connect. Leo's going to be back soon too, but the shield is already gone. Core is getting murdered quickly. That's the lead in the best of 5, undoubtedly. Nicely done. 14 kills to 7. A big team fight at the bottom seals the deal with 101 stacks for Cassia as the game ends. Crowd control. They take the lead in the Heroes of the Storm best of 5. Crowd control with a 2-1 against Oxygen Esports in the losers bracket match. Game number 4, the lead for Crowd Control. They've taken the 2-1. And yeah, things are getting wild again a bit. We have Crowd Control themselves with the Uther Stukov play. So double support ETC Tychus Hogger. Not really sure what I think about that from a European team, but anyway, so X-Ray is playing Uther. We got Lauber on his ETC, going straight into the block party. Dainu on Tychus, Dequaza on Hogger, and Rutsu on Stukov. It's going to be interesting since they go up against the Viking composition that also relies on Medivh. So Nazmas is playing the Vikings, Banana H on Brightwing. We got Red Robot on Diablo, Madara on Medivh, and Prismaticism is playing Genji. Towers of Doom is our 4th map in this series. And it's an interesting one. I mean, it's back and forth the entire time. Also kind of cool again to see that we have now a press of the advantage play. No grenade build this time. We've seen that from Prismaticism actually just the other day, so we brought this back a little bit. Auto attack build, always a bit of an interesting one. Need to be careful. I mean, again, right now the grenade build just reigns supreme completely in pretty much all the games, but we have seen over the last few weeks 1 or 2 games with the press the advantage variation on Tychus' build again, and also that influences of course the level 7 choice, depending on what you're going for. Combat Tactician, sizzling attacks, all talents that all of a sudden is something that you want to consider. If that's really the play for them, it's a different question, we'll see, but well, let's check it out. I mean, either way, we now have the teams rotating a bit, Vikings as well, of course, trying to hold the experience, and a bit of a skirmish between them, as it seems we might have a fight over the pumpkins at the bottom right. Lauber and his boys are moving in on it, and Diablo is already underway. Medivh is, of course, there too. Main damage is coming currently from Genji, but there's the stun, protected, Red Robot, there's the slide, Right Wing is in trouble too. And of course there's a Stukov on the side of crowd control that can always help with portal control. Yeah, so the Vikings already going down. Earlier we saw in, I think it was the winner bracket, some pretty fantastic play against the Vikings, which Falstad being the key element, chasing them down all over the place and also focusing a lot of the wave clear through Boomerang to counter the Vikings there. But well, either way, also a little bit of stacking going on for Medivh. Well, as this continues, and that's starting to take their own pumpkins. Once again, quick shout out to everybody supporting the channel. So guys, thank you very, very much for that. Heroes of the Storm coverage here wouldn't really be possible without all of the support. And also Insta replays, improving on the video quality and also the sound quality would definitely not be possible without you guys. So thank you very, very much for helping the channel to grow and supporting it. And if you guys want to check it out, head over to patreon.com/Khaldor. But a big, big shout out to all the supporters here. Thank you very, very much for that. 0 kills so far, but it continues. And well, with Pumpkins now taken at the bottom, we still have a little bit of a Hogger setup in the middle of the map as he's poking around. Down here, different story. We even see the magic spit now coming in. And stacks for the level 4 on Tychus. Auto attack style without the bigger they are against Diablo. So given that they're now trying to play around the press the advantage and also probably the combat tactician plus sizzling attacks, it's more about getting stacks together. And they have some tools that can lock a target down long enough for the duration to fully be used by Tychus, which should help him quite easily here. So let's see if they can actually move this into the late game. For now, as the triple altar is up on the map, we have the top left channel coming in. Nazmaz wants to interrupt, but he might lose Eric because of it. Dainu has to go for it again though, and the Vikings have already channeled the top right. Down here, it's a 4 versus 3 right now. Not really odds that you want to battle. So X-Ray has to keep him alive, but it's a double support, so there's definitely sustain for them. And now that Dainu and also Hogger is moving in, that could quickly turn. Seems like ETC is going to go down, but Medivh has died and lost the stacks. And well, that's the end now of Stukov as well. 2-for-1 trade. At least they were able to take Medivh down. The channel goes to Oxygen Esports, so they take the lead here. And now even the Quasar is getting body blocked. That might be another kill for them. I mean, they're getting close, and with that wall stun, beautiful play by Red Robot. Very successful fights now for Oxygen Esports. Yeah, and here's how all of this started up. So they lose Medivh, as you can see. Madara is in trouble, shields himself, but is not able to make his way out of the team fight. He dies, but thankfully for the red team, they got 2 kills to make up for that. Got a 3rd one later on, of course, too. Combat Tactician has now been taken, by the way. Probably picked up on that already. We have with level 7 talents on both sides. Also, the spin to win for the Vikings. So there's that one as well. Top side, yeah, Vikings are still controlling it. We need to keep a bit of an eye on the damage numbers. Dainu, lots of stacks for him. Yeah, sitting at 36 right now, thanks to the stun from ETC. He gets most of the duration out. And Diablo doesn't like that fight at all. Even without the bigger they are, he's just looking at this and saying like, that minigun is annoying as hell. Get it away from me. 3 kills to 1. And Rutsu is able to steal the camp for the rest of the blue team. Crowd control, they want the 3-1 victory. They want to take it. Oxygen Esports is of course hoping for a 5-mapper. hoping to take 2 in a row now. But the fight down here is getting aggressive again. Yeah, Vikings, Nazmaz, he's gonna get out. Yeah, he's able to move away pretty easily. Off goes the kill against Eric. 51 stacks already for Dino. Yeah, he's gonna have a good game on the stacks at least. If you make the choice to go into this, then, well, this is gonna help you get the duration through. Gets even a little bit more out of all of this very easily. Sitting at 63 right now. As the game continues, he's gonna pick up 100, 200 quite easily. And then he can, of course, just get this through most of the team fight. But yeah, time will tell if that's the correct choice to be made. If you go up against Diablo, the bigger they are is obviously an absolute dream. For now, he has good damage. They get the channel on the altar, so that's 4 shots fired and puts them on the even footing. On core points. Level 10 abilities are now coming in. And Quasar gets body blocked again and is not going to make it out of this one. Medivh the one to take him apart here with a last Arcane Rift. So now we have the ults and it could be a ley line into Apocalypse setup. Seems like they're going to try and combo those 2 talents off. And that should honestly work. I mean, Red Robot and also our Medivh player here are both Americans, so they don't have to play with huge ping. They're going to be on the same page here. It's a little bit trickier if one of the 2 players is European, because again, these small delays really make it difficult to set something up. I mean, in the best of conditions, you sometimes see those plays negated by an opponent trying to lock you down, putting pressure on you. So oftentimes, even in ideal conditions, the synergy is not 100%. If you then also have a ping, a delay on top of that, as you can imagine, it's making things even worse. In this case, we have Odin again being used. That doesn't come as a surprise. I would really be shocked if one of the European players anytime soon heads into a drill. That's something that Prismatism has thrown out a couple of times. But again, I don't see that being played by any European top players anytime soon. Even with In the Rhythm as a level 4 talent. So now, here's the fight for the next camp, and they take it! They take it and they quickly move away. The thieves in the night over here. Yeah, they portal in, they take the camp, and then they portal out. Easy peasy. Nicely played. That was a good one. Now, we still have the fight at the bottom, and just look at him stacking. 81, 82, 87, looking at the 90. Dino is just at 93 stacks, easy peasy, getting mad damage out. Apocalypse is out, X-Strike, they go for ETC, and Lauber slides away and actually survives it. Slides away, survives the escape. There's the stun attempt. They go for Red Robot. And Dibbles is, well, still alive, but he eats another stun. Eats another one. And that should be the end of it. Bit of portal control, and he's down. Look at the stacks for Dino. He's at 112 already. As I said, he's going to have insane amounts of minigun value later on as the game continues. But there's the shots fired. And again, it's still close. 28 against 28. It's dead even over here. So right now, we have no conversion of bell towers yet. We're going to get level 13 talents. And the Vikings, they are delivering. Hogger has a lot of trouble keeping up with the wave clear of the Vikings and the lane control that they have. The experience that they deliver for the team is pretty significant. And therefore, the early level 13. They take the camp here too. We already have the Nordic attack squad now for the Vikings. So once that 16 is in, we can start to make some plays with the extra stun on Olaf. And yeah, Hogger, he has 63,000 siege damage, it's not bad, but he has also died twice, so there's a lot of pressure against him too. Trying to make another play over here. A few more stacks coming in, the slide on Diablo as they're trying to go for the play. Lauber, careful, they attempt to turn it. And here comes again, Dino with some additional stacking. Has to move away from this one, there's the APOC! And the kill against Uther. Stukov is dead too. The slide out, but another kill. That's the end of Tigers. The quest is completed for Medivh, and now they go for Lauber. Crazy momentum over here. Beautiful plays. What a team fight again. The APOC goes through, the X-Strike connects, they take the easy double kill, and then make it 4. That yields the bell tower at the bottom of the map. Nicely done here. Really well played. I mean, look at the lead in experience alone. They are 6 kills ahead. They have a 2-level lead. And they really want Game 5, don't they? Now, Hogger at the top is able to take the camp easily. But that doesn't change the fact that the bell tower at the bot lane was now converted. And we have a 5 versus 3 bell tower situation in favor of Oxygen Esports. Yeah, and a chance to go maybe even for a double channel. Unlikely, but could happen. So top right, top left. As you can see, they're setting all up. 39,000 damage for Taika, so he is doing well on that. Yeah, Nazmas has to channel this again. Rutsu has already done it over here, but it's a 1-for-1 situation. 5 shots fired against 3. The fight isn't over yet, though. Hoga comes in. Okay, tries to go for the pummel here. Mosh pit, baby! 1 down, 2 down, and they're going for the big boy damage. Yeah, they're going for dibbles, and Red Robot is dead as well. And now they can go for the boss. That's how you turn a situation. The big mosh pit and then the easy kills afterward. Lauber perfectly holding the ability there for the final moment. Now they are able to take the boss here. They lock that one in. 4 shots fired, and that's 21 points to 20. Still the level 16 lead. That's something that we should not forget here. The level 16 advantage is pretty huge, but still, this was pretty epic. Great mosh, and this series has been such a blast. The entire time, fight after fight after fight. All the games, the back and forth. So far, we haven't seen a single stomp. We've seen a stun, we've seen a couple, and that leads to the fruit fly being eliminated, which I definitely endorse. Take the fruit flies down. Kill them all. Kill all the fruit flies. And they're invading the camp too. Ah, there it is again. The aggression. The aggression from crowd control as they are moving in with another big one. Nicely done. And now, of course, the attempt to take back the bell towers and extend the lead a little bit by attacking the one at the bottom right. They're also allowing their own minions to do damage to the one at the bottom left and reclaim that. Portal allows Dibbles to move away here. But yeah, it's a fun one. 8 kills to 7. Vikings still doing their thing, but the gap in experience has been heavily closed. I mean, heavily. Triple altar phases coming up. Uh-oh, that portal is strange. That's a weird portal. That's a good stun, and that's a dead Medivh. There we go. Medivh is dead. Red Robot is also about to die. That's a bad time to die. That's a really, really bad time to die. I mean, 4 shots are already fired as the Vikings at least got 1. And it seems like Genji is now solo trying to take this one back. But 2 should be taken by crowd control. That should be quite a few points off. And of course, this one has now been claimed too. Tigers is chasing him off here. And that is 10 shots fired. 16 to 11 points. Big lead now all of a sudden for crowd control. 9 kills to 8. Nearly 200 stacks by now also for Dino. 62,000 damage for him. Easily top damage in the game. Easy peasy. And over here, let's see how much they can do. How much more. Because, again, we've seen some great combos from Oxygen Esports, and all they gotta do is land another nice combo with Apocalypse and the X-Strike, maybe after LA line, and that could turn the game again. This is a comeback map, and they've shown some great combos. If they can pull another one off later on in the game, it's definitely still possible for them to take this map and force map number 5. But time will tell. 40,000 damage for Genji by now, top side, Vikings and Hoga. I mean, it's a pretty unthankful position for Quasar. He's just having to soak the lanes the entire time and deal with the Vikings. Leyline into APOC. There it is. X-Strike connects with 2. The stun only with Diablo. Nice attempt at the counterplay from Uther, but it didn't really work the way that they intended. Now, they're on the move back, and the Vikings are starting to move in with the level 16 talents. We, of course, have now the stun on Olaf as well. There it is. We go for Lauber. Might go for Mosh Pit even. And there it is. It's missing everything. Mosh Pit not doing a whole lot for them in this situation. The earlier one, definitely a little bit better. But here we now have the ult used on Tigers as well. And a single altar on the map with both of the teams not anywhere near level 20 yet. So it's going to be a level 16 versus level 16 talent fight. Sizzling attacks, of course, are in. Down here, Dibbles, the attack. Stun against ETC. Lauber's a little bit low, but they're going for Diablo. And, well, Tigers is just murdering with the auto attacks right now. 225 stacks for him already. Mad value and duration on the minigun. And he's getting more and more and more as we speak. Perma minigun at this point, pretty much. Okay, there's another stun. Good slide though. Nice counter attempt. Vikings are coming in with the stun against Uther. Nice, but a good move from Stukov as he pops the lurking arm out and tries to lock Prismatism in. He barely gets out, but the fight in the back is continuing as the Vikings are also trying to wreak havoc over here. 250 stacks now for Dino. Can't stop, won't stop. He's stacking 6 days to Sunday over. There are 5 bell towers to 3, and the altar is still being fought over as another stun connects right now. Blah, the Apoc! X-Ray! X-Ray is down. 2 of the Vikings are eliminated. Oh my god. Yeah, but they still get the bell tower, don't they? Or the altar. Do they? No? Prismaticism? Oh, Brightwing! Oh my god, Medivh saving them. Medivh saves them. Stukov, on the other hand, he channels and he gets it for the team. 5 shots fired, 5 to 16. The early level 20, it's finally there for Oxygen Esports, but it's too late to make a difference in the team fight. It's getting crazy, real crazy over here. Level 20, there we got it, the no control. By the way, this time no pummel on level 13, went into the Dust Devil again. And the Headbanger. Level 13 is pretty much the only talent where we see different talents taken on Hogger from most players, unless Prismatism is playing, who's just playing weird builds at times. So normally it's Pummel. Dust Devil can be played too, was the original one that they came in with. Level 20, the Divine Hurricane over here. Yeah, and 5 points to 16. You need to take the bell towers back, and they did already take 1. A few more would of course be nice for them. In comes Tychus once again, wants to go for the 300 on the stacks, I suppose. And doing fairly well, reaching that goal, 285 already. But they gotta move out. And topside, yeah, they need to also take care of this one. So Balog is pushing this out again, down at the bottom of the map. The chase is on. Diablo is hoping for someone to overstep a little bit, but it's not happening just yet. What a game. Back and forth. Crowd control. They're so close to moving on to the next map. No, sorry, to the next round. To the next round of our Heroes of the Storm tournament. But the question still is, can Oxygen Esports force map 5? It's not easy. They have a third of the points on the core. They're 11 points behind. It's not impossible. Single altar this time. The Vikings are still pushing the lanes out a little bit, and I mean, eventually they might be in a position where they can maybe even get control of one of the top bell towers. But the team fight at the bottom of the map, that's what it's really about right now. Can't lose out on this one. 1 point on the core, that's pretty impossible to come back from. Wall stun is in. Okay, they go for ETC. There's the ley line, the Apoc, and that's a dead ETC. ETC is dead, and the kill against Uther. Nice. Well done. Yeah, fight might not be over 100% yet, but with the Vikings now moving in, oh, a good interrupt here. Really good interrupt. Eric is there, Brightwing even trying to save it. But they can go for the channel at the bottom now. And Medivh is cheating again. Nope, not quite. Trying to cheat. Didn't go for the outfit 20. But they're chasing hard. They want momentum. And they're getting it. What? Genji! Genji with a kill. They're looking for more. And can they get it? The shots are fired. They got the bell tower with the Vikings. But look at that wombo that set all of this up. There's the combo, and then the X-Strike comes in, and they just crush them. 12 kills to 10. 2 of the bell towers are low. Crowd control lost a lot of HP on the bell tower at the bottom of the map and in the middle, and it's the mid lane that gets attacked next. And that might be momentum. We have now 12 points to 5. And looking at the minimap, with all of those bell towers getting lower and lower and lower, there's a chance that we're going to see a barrage. I mean, they're trying at the top. They're waiting. They're baiting. They went for the mosh pit, but it gets interrupted. Genji dies regardless. Bell tower has been converted at the bottom of the map too. Another Apoc play, but I don't think they have the damage to get a kill here. Do they? Yeah, the fight continues. Careful, Dino. Yeah, he needs to be really, really careful in this situation. He can't die. 360 stacks, by the way, for Tychus. 360. Insane. Insta. There's like perma set up with him. instantly popping the minigun whenever there's a stun and working on that perma minigun. 11 kills to 12. 6 bell towers to 2. Guys, if they channel 2 bell towers, it's over. Just say. If they get both bell towers, it's game. Unless, of course, you reconvert the both altars. Unless you, of course, reconvert here, which is what they're committed to for exactly that reason, of course. Dino is honestly the stack master on Cassia and on Tychus, as you can see. Stack Master 2000 is in the house. Stack City, ladies and gentlemen. Mayor Dino is gracing us with his presence today. Yeah, now that we got the channel, that's another 6 points fired, because guess what? The top bell tower has just been converted, and there's pumpkins making their way in too. So they are trying for it. Vikings are everywhere, interrupting on the left side, as you can tell on the minimap. Here's the pumpkins coming in, at least one of them. Olaf down, Apog, Hogger dead. Oh, is that it? Crowd control! Crowd control! They're eating dust! No way! They had 16 points to 5, and all of a sudden they're struggling over here. They take Eric down, but the portal is there. They're making the play into the back line. Vikings are starting the channel on the right side. That's 6 shots fired. That's a chance for Oxygen Esports to bring this to game 5. 6 shots are fired. They're down to 5 points to 5. 5 points to 5, and the fight over the altar. It's for all the marbles over here. The mosh pit interrupted. He tried for the Bolt of the Storm mosh pit. It's interrupted. They lose ETC. They lose Stukov. That's game. Uther is down. The channel is there. 400 stacks for Dino, and it's still not enough. 5-man wipe, and they suicide. Honorable Subaru over here. And that is the end of game 4. We go the full distance, everybody. Game number 5 coming up in our losers bracket match here at the Heroes of the Storm tournament hosted by HeroesHearth. We're going the full distance, everybody! And it's a perfect map to end this one on. I love Cursed Hollow. Great map to cast, super fun. We got X-Ray on the left side for crowd control, as we are gonna crown, I was about to say champion, a champion of the series, not of the tournament, not of the competition. Nope, we are seeing one team eliminated from this Heroes of the Storm event, and another team is gonna move on into the next round of the losers bracket. X-Ray on Stukov, Dino with the stacks on Cassia, we got Lauber on Muradin, Dequaza on Diva, Rutsu is playing Hanzo. And over on the right side of the map, it is Oxygen Esports with Banana H on Brightwing, Nazmas on Dehaka, the double global, the triple global, as they have Madara on Falstad, Red Robot on Johanna, and Prismaticism is playing Chromie. Triple global style over here. Yes, they want to run the macro game. Nice drag against Lauber, who barely makes it out. Eats a lot of damage, but also went into third wind as his level 1 talent, so he's going to be back to full health in no time. But this should be awesome. This series was fantastic from start to finish. Honestly, one of the best series, probably the best series, if now that I think about it, in the playoffs. Yeah, definitely, by far. Another good drag from Nazmas. Bit of damage against Dino, who's of course eager to get some stacks together here. Red Robot is also starting to jump in and help the team out. Falstad is at the bottom of the map. And this is gonna be a wild game. With this much global pressure against you, crowd control has to be very, very careful. This can spiral out of control quickly if you're not careful. Always depends, of course, on how well your opponent is coordinated. If you're playing multiple globals, you need good coordination, and you need very much so a decisive call from your shot caller telling you, okay, how do we play this out? Do we try and play the global here? When do I move into the team fight? Can you guys stall a little bit more so I can get value? And we'll see if they can pull that off. Muradin is, of course, now also stacking his baseline. Is going to try and get that as quickly as he can for the extra value. but this could be a real fun one. The cool thing about Cursed Hollow is just you have double boss plays available. Also, with the mechanics around the tributes, you can sometimes let one go. You can simply say, okay, this one we don't need, let it go towards the opponent. Let them grab this one. We go instead for a boss play. We push something else on the map. And considering that they have multiple globals here, Oxygen Esports might just play exactly that style. Jump on the boss real quickly, make a play around the tribute, go into a lane, do some damage there. It's gonna be pretty nice. Static Shield is in as the level 4 talent. We got the magic spit once again, as if Brightwing wasn't already disgusting enough. Now she's also spitting all over the place. At the top side, we got our Hanzo play, this time against Nazmas over here. In the middle, that's where the real pressure is for now, thanks to the camps that have been colliding. A lot of damage to the front wall of crowd control already. And Mirrodin going into Reverberation. But yeah, let's see what exactly the Dwarf can do. Lauma had a really good day, actually. Like, some quite good games. In the winner bracket match that they played, not really that good of a performance for him. But this is much, much better. Some really neat plays and also some insane survival skills on some of the earlier maps. But can they continue with that type of play? Tribute is spawning up at the top, and that of course also means that Falstad is now going to try and stay at the bot lane as long as he can. But as it turns out, the blue team seems to not even go for the tribute. Instead they're saying, you know what? We are pushing the bot lane instead and trying to put that wall to rest. Falstad also, for just a moment, in trouble. The wall is already going down. Mirrodin is interrupting Prismaticism at the top. Dehaka has now started to move down to the bottom of the map. So not too bad what Lauma and his boys are currently doing here. They get value against structures. The drag connects against the Dino though. And the kill against Hanzo topside, as Chromie is able to connect the shots. A nice job by Prismaticism. Mirrodin is still alive and of course back to full HP again. But down at the bottom of the map, the wall has been eliminated, so good on them. The level 7 talents are ready for Oxygen. That gives us, first and foremost, of course, the Boomerang. Super important here for the extra wave clear. We also get the Feeding Frenzy, the cooldown reduction. Yeah, he could get a lot of those through in those team fights if he starts to play that style. So they are really looking at control. They're looking at some extra stuns through the Haka, the Drax over there, making sure that also the Polymorph, of course, then connects. It will be a fun one. We have another minute until the boss is up on the map, so bosses are both going to spawn a minute in. The advantage, of course, goes to crowd control when it comes to boss fights, simply because Hanzo is with them. Didn't spec into his level 4 on the other hand, so keep an eye on that too. Went straight into the explosive arrows over here instead, so no scatter shots. Still Chromie with the shifting sands, and over here Hanzo's in trouble again. Rutsu is down for the second time. Uh-oh. This is starting to get a little bit tricky. This is the second time that Hanzo went down, so Oxygen Esports is doing a great job looking at potential kills and locking them in. With this, we are now seeing them in a solid position, half-level lead early on in the game. And the bosses are going to pop up in 10 seconds just as the tribute is spawning. They already got the first tribute, so if they can get this one too, position is a bit better for crowd control. But if they could lock this one in, that would of course be great. And this is where the globals are really starting to get the value. Falstad can fly in, that's exactly what he does, but the Haka is still sitting at the top. Rutsu, is he gonna get the channel? Yep, there's no interrupt over here. Nice, 1 for 1, but of course the extra value out of Nazmas at the top side as he takes the fountain down. And that's the beauty of having the globals in play. Yep, has to move back, but they can also always shift around. Falstad is at the bot lane, so you have now a global hero on all of the auxiliary lanes. 12 stacks for Cassia. Not really as much as you normally see from Dino, because we didn't really have a whole lot of fights for him just yet. There's no opportunities for him to get stacks together. So level 10 is in. That gives us the Blessed Shield. We got Brightwing, of course, with the Blink here. No surprises here either. I mean, it's Isolation on Dehaka, what else? And of course, we're still waiting for the level 10 to pop up on the side of the blue team. As they are going for the first boss. They are starting to chip this one down, slowly and steadily. Up at the top, Dehaka eats a Stormbolt, but the red team has also started with the boss. They're a little bit slow with this one, though. This is going to take a while. With Chromie and Jojo, this is really going to take a while. 100%. Mirrodin has gone for the Avatar. But yeah, as the boss at the bot lane is already taken, these two are only halfway done. Little bit of a tricky one. Now that we're having Brightwing coming in, at least she's helping out too, but that is not doing too well for them. Okay, so now we have still a push in the middle because there's another camp that has been claimed a bit earlier. At the bottom of the map, they are going for the full all-out push against the fort, and this one is going to fall 100%. It's not only the boss that is doing work here, but the entire 5-man of crowd control. They are pressuring this one hard. That, of course, also means that the top fort is going to get destroyed. And in the middle of the map, Brightwing is moving in. Oh, what? Falls that down? That was a quick one. Alright, push still continues. Every single position that you can climb in this tournament system is important. There's a lot of money on the line, split between the top teams. So right now, they are pushing for the bot lane. Up at the top, on the other hand, there's a push for the keep. In the middle of the map, we see the same thing. And what is happening? Crowd control. How deep are they going to try and go with this one? They're moving in just as we're talking about it to take the keep down, but they're also suffering a lot of damage at the top and the mid lane. The Haka is now coming in from behind. The keep is gone. Looks for the drag, gets stunned out for the second, but connects it with Stukov. And there's the gust, but they don't time it perfectly. Muradin still goes down as the rest of the team is trying to escape. At the top lane, Fountain is down and the keep is getting attacked. Stukov dies at the bottom of the map as we also have pressure through the mid lane right now. Top keep likely gonna fall. Maybe they can hold it if Quasar makes it there in time. Oh no, it's not happening. Keeps are down on all sides, and this is a little bit Monka-esque what we're currently seeing here. 4 kills to 1, 13 to 12, 14 stacks only for Cassia, and it's just an insane acceleration of the map. I mean, seriously. Keeps down at the 8-minute mark on both sides. And of course, the keep also exposed in the middle of the map, which is another problem here. Damage output, 24,000 by Chromie. She got some serious damage through. But holy hell, what is happening here? And crowd control, again, they are talent behind. Not for long, but it's a level and a half that they have to soak in order to catch up with Oxygen Esports again. And they also lost, of course, the additional fort in the middle. Yeah, they lost a lot more in structures. So that was not really worth it. This is gonna be a weird game. No matter what the decisions are from here on out, this is gonna be a bit tricky. 2 tributes to 2, and now the tribute spawn at the bottom right in a better position for Oxygen Esports. This could be a curse against crowd control. They have to face the music here. And guys, look at the gap in experience. Oh my god. Nearly 2 levels, 9 minutes into the game. An early level 16 is gonna be an absolute disaster. There's the play. They're trying to go for the push. Yeah, the Haka needs some damage, but still, 18 stacks. Brightwing is going for the channel as we speak. The Quasar low. The arrow gets tanked by the Haka. The gust is in. They're focusing on Muradin. And the dwarf is down. Uh-oh. Crowd control is in trouble. They need a counter kill. They're looking for it. But Oxygen Esports, they're going in for kill number 2, and they take Stukov down. What? Top lane is pressuring. At the same time, the curse could hit hard. Dino is in trouble too. He's trying to get some kills, but instead he gets focused. 3 down, 7 kills to 1. What a disaster for crowd control. Falstad is flying top lane. There's the curse. And oh boy, he goes for the Siege Giants here. Catapults are pushing in. We're only 10 minutes into the game, so these catapults are not going to do a whole lot of damage. But at the same time, Prismaticism is attacking the middle of the map. Dehaka, thanks to the global, together with Brightwing, is at the bottom, not even bothering with the structures, instead just going for the minion waves. Their minions are going to do all the work here. 7 kills to 1. 16 talent is ready to. What a disaster for crowd control. Everything is falling apart for them here. They played a great series, but now they're getting played to the wall currently. They lost 2 of the keeps at the 10-minute mark. All of the forts are going to be destroyed. Bot lane is getting attacked. They're lacking a talent. And it is a nightmare for every fan of the European team. 32,000 damage on Chromie. 17,000 for Cassia. They get the fort and they retreat. 2 lanes are continuously pushing. This is insane. Crowd control, wow. They haven't lost the game yet. But in order to bring this one back, they need big fights now. And the problem is, of course, that with a triple global on the other side, this should be game. If Oxygen Esports plays this disciplined, They should take this easily just simply by the global pressure that they have. Another kill attempt. Muradin is dead once more. The Dwarf is down. The insta-kill right here. 1.5 level lead. And now they're pushing the bot lane in an attempt to take X-Ray down. What a game. Unfucking-believable. Every game so far was an insane back and forth. And now game number 5. The final map. And it's all coming together for Oxygen Esports as they are running some mad momentum in this game. If they exploit the global pressure that they have, they're going to be in a great spot. Yeah, they're going for the boss here. I'm not so sure about that play, to be honest with you. 16 to 18, that's 16 talents for both, and Murden is back. I mean, this is how you throw a game. I don't know why they make that play. They have a triple global, they don't need to. And honestly, those catapults aren't strong enough in the top and mid lane to do a whole lot of work yet. So over here, hello, Cassia's down. Boss gets taken by the blue team though. They take the boss. The core gets attacked in the middle of the map, okay, but as I said, catapults are not really that impactful yet. That's a big wave though, and that's more coming through the top lane, so someone has to fall back to take it. But the boss got at least taken. And the core, they're losing way too many hit points here already. Imagine the globals playing around this. If you would have globaled that a little bit more, you could have done so much work here. Forrester flying in, for example, Gasting and even just sacrificing his own life for a few more points would have been worth it too. We got up here towards the top, Prismaticism in position, who, by the way, has not taken time out. He has not taken time out at all. We see the elongated tongue. Still more than a level lead. 72%, a 13-minute game. Yeah, but this could be a curse. This could be a curse if... Oh, Muradin, not again. You already died 3 times. Slow down a little bit, bro. If they can curse Oxygen Esports, they might have a chance to buy themselves a little bit of time. But Muradin gets melted. The arrow connects with Chromie. That's the only thing that they're getting here. Rutzo's trying to make a play in the back, but this is just an absolute disaster. The front line is non-existent. Muradin, whenever he appears, just melts away like chocolate pudding in the sun. And now we're having a 2-level lead nearly again. 10 kills to 1. It's brutal. There's a... Oh my god, Stukov is dead again. What is happening in this game? Jesus! Yeah, they just try to survive here. Honestly, that's another tribute taken. They can go for boss and then they should be able to go for game. 5 versus 3. Murden is back in 8 seconds, but they should just go for boss and try to end the game through the top lane now. That's nuts. What a beatdown, seriously. Level 20, any second. A boss, level 20. I mean, that's insane. That's just crazy over here. And Dehaka plays it safe, even moves down to the bottom of the map, taking the catapults down. Thanks to the global, he can always move to the top. What a nightmare for crowd control. Do they try and flank? It's probably the best chance that they have to try and set a flank up and try and defeat the boss later. I mean, it's only 14 minutes. It's not like too bad. It's not easy either, though. Dehaka can move in, which he does right now. D.Va, careful. The arrow connects the pilot. Well, they're getting away. Nice lockdown against the bird, but not enough. The wind tunnel has been used. Massive shove against Jojo. And the boss is already getting attacked over here. Still on the core. They're trying to burn it down. And here comes Oxygen Esports, attempting to seal the deal. But the boss is nearly down. He's taking the shields down, though. And Cassia is dead again. 12 kills to 1. The core is taking damage. 67%. Holy shit. Nazmas, they're trying for another drag. 5 versus 4, and they got the level 20. The shield is down. Dehaka is a little bit low, but D.Va is losing the mech and is barely escaping here. The shield is building up, and in the middle, catapults are also starting to push through. And the red team has to retreat. The defense, they hold. They hold for a little bit longer. 13 to 1. 2 keeps down. Triple global. 64% on the core, and somehow crowd control defended. I have no idea how they did that. They lost Cassia so early in the fight. The boss got eliminated maybe a little bit too quickly, and it didn't do much more than take down the shield itself. But yeah, kinda crazy. 13 kills to 1. Falstad is the only one that died. Now, 2 tributes against 2, which means that whichever team takes the next one is, of course, putting a curse onto the opponent. But we have level 20 on both sides. So now you're fighting on even talent again. Muradin, he's sitting at 20 stacks on his baseline, so that means he needs another 5 to make it happen and get the cooldown reduction plus Pierce. With Rewind, that's definitely possible. Curse is gonna come through at the bottom of the map. Tribute for the Curse. Yeah, here comes Jojo, making the play, but not committing to the Blessed Shield just yet. Fight is there. Catapults, of course, getting stronger and stronger and stronger now, and there's no global for ground control. So the top lane is going to be a huge problem, as you can see. Oh, but they delete the Haka! They delete the Haka! Ragdoll in the slowing sets. Big arrow from Rutsu. And they gotta commit to the wind tunnel over here. But the top catapults are still pushing. Now they can go for the curse, but they have to also keep Rutsu alive. Falstad moving in from the side and immediately retreating again. The second kill. Crowd control just doubled their kills. They just doubled their kills. But now Hanzo has to move back to make sure that the top lane is not going to get annihilated. It's actually Muradin that moves in for it. And that's going to be a curse. So they're going curse and they're going for the boss. I mean, if you go for boss here, you want to end the game. Guys, they're gonna try to end with this. This is an 18-minute boss that we're seeing. The Haka isn't here. They're trying to slow it down a little bit. Stukov, no! Not like this! Stukov gets killed by the boss. No! Not like this. The boss gets taken, but Brightwing is dead. Brightwing and Jojo is dead. Guys, they're gonna try and end the game here. They're gonna try and turn it. It's a 4 versus 3. And they have the boss. The Haka is coming in and immediately starts to waddle away. The arrow barely dodged. The arrow cam catching all of the action. But the Haka is in trouble. And the wind tunnel had to be used again, which means they can't use it against the boss. And thanks to the curse that crowd control got, the top lane is not a problem. The minions are pushing against it. Mid lane is not an issue either. They don't have to be afraid for their own core. It was always the chance for Oxygen Esports to try and go to the core with the globals, but they didn't do that. And here comes the chance for crowd control to maybe win this after all. What the fuck? What is happening? Dino, no, he dies. The core is losing hit points though. Oh, what? Crowd control. They take it. The boss and Lauba, they take their game. What a troll. Crowd control moves on to the next round of the Heroes of the Storm tournament, and Oxygen Esports gets eliminated after an insane kill lead, after eliminating 2 keeps at the 10-minute mark. What the hell just happened? What has happened in this game? Oh my god, congratulations to Crowd Control for an insane comeback. A 3-2 victory over Oxygen Esports. GG and well played.